Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Hispanic Chamber Connection. This is a radio program that features and promotes members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. This show is being broadcast from Lone Star Community Radio in downtown Conroe and can be heard on 104.5 and 106.1 FM or on the internet at irlonestar.com, or you can watch us as a Facebook Live on the Hispanic Chamber's Facebook page. This program is sponsored by the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency, the one you need to know, right here in Conroe. If you need insurance coverage for home, auto, or anything you care about, please give the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency a call at 936-756-1166 or visit her website at www.lupemartinez.com. My name is Tom Brody, the Found Money Guy, and if your business owns a commercial building and you want it to work for you by putting money back in your pocket, please give me a call at 713-906-3710. I'm joined today by my co-host of the show, Janice Marino, also known as My Favorite Stylist. How are you today, Janice?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Yes.
And tell us how people can get in touch with you.
You can call or text at 719-205-4734.
Awesome. All right. Very good. Well, our guest today is Catherine Garza. She is a financial planner with MassMutual Texas Gulf Coast. Catherine, thank you for being with us today. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Great. So real quick, tell us the best way to get in touch with you. Is it by text, phone, or email?
Definitely phone. The number is 832-251-5426.
Okay, very good. We'll be talking with Catherine in more detail in a few minutes, but first I want to describe the purpose of this radio program. The Hispanic Chamber Connection is one of the many benefits of membership in our chamber. So if you're a member and haven't appeared on the radio program yet, please send me an email to tom@tombrody.biz and we'll get you on the calendar. We also have a radio show in Spanish. It's at 10 o'clock on AM station 920. The Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the business chamber of choice, has three goals in mind for its members. Number one, visibility. Number two, business connections. Number three, targeted education. And I can think of no better way to fulfill all those goals than to have your business featured on one of our radio programs. So if you have questions for our guest today, please post them to our Facebook live stream, which can be found on the Hispanic Chamber's Facebook page. And Janice Marino is going to be auditing that, and be sure to get your questions on the air. So, all right, so back to Catherine now. You know, we know that you work for MassMutual, but for those people who may not know what MassMutual is, why don't you tell us a little about the company and what is your role in the company?
Yeah, definitely. So MassMutual Texas Gulf Coast is a holistic financial planning firm that provides financial advice and solutions to families and clients. My bread and butter is really small business owners or individuals, those families.
Okay.
And really a little bit more about MassMutual. Our motto, I would say, is living mutual. And what that means is, being there for others, being there in the community for others. And what that means to me is being able to know my clients on a personal level beyond the numbers, knowing what's important to them, why they get up in the morning or how important their family is to them. I think that's my favorite part of being with the firm and being in my role is being able to know those people on that level.
Okay, very good. So how long has MassMutual actually been in business?
So our firm specifically has been in business for a little over 30 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
And we've been a part of the MassMutual group for about 3 years.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So I understand that. So I understand that you're also a graduate at the University of Houston, right? The Bauer College, right?
The Bauer College,
Bauer College,
yes.
yeah. And you're a board member of the Bauer College Young Professionals. Describe what that group is. That sounds interesting.
It is. So that's a board of graduates that have graduated within the last 5 years.
Okay.
And there's three main components of the board. So the first is to give feedback to the dean about classes. Now that we're young professionals, what classes really helped us in our careers or what is needed and feel like the Bauer College should be preparing us for.
Okay.
The other is engagement, so keeping our young alumni engaged. A lot of young alumni don't really have the money to give back or the thousands of dollars, but we do have time and mentorship to give back. And that leads into the third pillar, the mentorship portion. So every semester we try to do a mentorship program and get a group of students together and figure out, do they need help with classes or figuring out where to go professionally. So those are the three main facets of the board.
Well, I would think that would be very helpful for the university. I mean, because a lot of times people, graduate college and they're gone, and so you don't get that kind of feedback. How often do you guys meet with the dean?
Yeah, so we meet twice a year. Our
Wow.
next meeting is coming up in October,
Okay.
and the Bauer College just got a new dean. So we're interested to meet with him and learn about his goals for the college and how we can give back in that way.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
How long do you stay in these groups? Like, is it just for 5 years, or how long do you stay in it?
Oh, it's a 2-year commitment, so I'm going on year 2 now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so do you ask to be part of that group? Are you nominated, or how do you get
Yeah,
connected?
You're nominated, you're recommended by a current board member, and
Okay.
then there's an application and an interview. And so they try to get a representative from every major. And I have the benefit of representing finance and the business honors college,
Okay.
just so they can get that perspective and that feedback from every different type of student.
Right. Okay. And I also see you're a graduate of the Summer Venture and Management program at Harvard.
Yes.
Was that on campus at Harvard?
It was at Harvard Business School.
Oh my God, that must have been awesome. What was that like?
Life-changing.
I bet.
I got to spend a week there, Friday to Sunday.
Okay.
And go to classes as if I were a Harvard business student. So we
During a
had-
regular semester.
Yes, for a
Wow,
week.
that's
Yes.
awesome.
So as soon as you show up, they give you a binder full of cases. So they use the case study method.
Sure.
So you have all the cases you're going to do that week. Then you move into your dorm, and they're all single dorms, so you really feel at home. Okay, this
Okay.
is my space.
Right.
And then you go to class, 3 classes a day for a week, taught by Harvard professors. You know, they're spending their time in the summer there to teach you.
Right.
Go through the case method, and yeah, I mean, you truly are a Harvard business student for a week.
Sound like fun.
That is awesome. I
It
mean,
was.
I went got my MBA as I was working, right, from A&M, and it was every weekend, but you had binders of stuff to go through. I think I didn't read as much in my whole life as I did during that time, and it was a lot of fun, but it was also just a tremendous amount of work.
Oh, it's rigorous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really thrown into the flames.
Exactly.
Moment.
Well, that is awesome. Very good. So what did you do before working for MassMutual?
So I started working as soon as I graduated, but I started working in financial services my freshman year in college. So since I was 19.
Oh, wow.
And I was at 3 different firms in college. I got very lucky in that my first job or my first internship was in the industry at a small brokerage firm. And that's where I was introduced to financial planning and the industry and what the job really is. And I fell in love immediately. And I'm very lucky that the Bauer College had a certified financial planning program. So a program specifically for people who wanted to be financial advisors.
Okay.
So after my freshman year, went back to school, got into the program and stuck with it and tried to get as much experience as I could in the industry before I graduated. MassMutual being one of those internships, and I loved my time there. I mean, my team really treated me like a family. They've known me for 3 or 4 years now, so
Oh, wow.
working with them full time just feels like coming back home,
Right.
really.
Yeah. So the Certified Financial Planner program, could you get certified while you were still a college student, or do you have to be graduated first?
You have to be graduated because that's when you actually complete the program.
Okay.
And then being a CFP requires 3 years of industry experience. So
Oh, okay.
internships count. So someone very well could.
Oh, nice.
And as soon as you take the test, you can earn that designation.
Okay.
Sorry about that, you guys. There's a lot of construction next door.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of a renovation going on behind us. So if you hear, as long as nobody's screaming, I think we're okay. But I don't think there's going to be a
If
wall
you're watching
coming
live,
down.
you'll know if one of us gets hurt.
Yeah, if a wall comes down, there'll be a problem. Okay. So where's your office located?
So I'm located in the West Chase area.
Okay.
But we have offices in Upper Kirby, the Woodlands, Clear Lake, and Beaumont.
Oh, goodness. All right. So you kind of all of Southeast Texas is your coverage area. Huh?
Basically, yes.
Okay. All right. So do you have a specialty within the company, or do you sell all their products?
So I do sell all of their products, and I'm currently working on my investment license.
Okay.
MassMutual is actually one of the top broker-dealers in the nation. So as much insurance as we can do, we can equally do just as much investments.
Okay.
So working on that right now. And yeah, I focus on the life side right now, and my clients are typically just graduated in that 10-year professional, working professional age group.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's
I'm
super motivated.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
that's
You've
awesome.
been in this industry for a long time,
Yeah.
Yes.
especially.
Yeah.
That's unusual. So, so your target audience is kind of like young professionals, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you find, and I'm just curious, do you find that they get the need for insurance?
No.
Okay, that's my feeling, and I just was wondering if as a
mean-
professional, if that's the same thing you get.
It is.
Okay.
And instead of talking about what it is, I talk about what it does.
Okay.
And that often resonates with their values or what's important to them. And it's a lot easier because I'm in that same situation and I do have, the basket of these products myself. And
Right.
that makes it easier to relate.
Sure.
And especially as a young professional, working, earning a paycheck, wondering what to do, what's the best thing to do. And me being in that same situation, it's easier to say, this is what I do. So I'm not only telling you to do it, I'm actually practicing it too.
Right.
And that helps. But honestly, it's hit or miss. It's either they know how important it is and they want to take advantage of the time they have to start saving and preparing, or, it's really not that important right now. Ask me in 5 to 10 years and we can talk then.
So
Yeah.
it goes back to when we were talking about generations, right? So the older generation knows how important that is. How would you, because you are younger, how do you connect with other people in our generation to say, all right, guys, this is important.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. How do you get them in the door to talk about it?
Rather than immediately talking about the numbers, I'll go for a cup of coffee and say, let's talk about the idea and what are you really looking to do and accomplish? And really emphasizing the time they have, because it's really not, I'm sure you've heard timing the market, okay, one day is going to be the best day to do it, but it's really timing in the market, or time in the market. So having enough time to prepare helps the most. And there's tons of graphs and studies that say, if I start saving more later, I won't have as much as if I start saving less for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
So really the best day to start was yesterday. The second best day is
There you
today.
Where are you pulling them from? Where are you going to go up to people and be like, hey, you want some coffee? Let's take a chat.
So I do a lot of marketing in my own network, my Facebook, my Instagram,
Your chamber.
my chamber,
Yeah.
exactly. And just putting myself out there as a resource, because I know not everybody wants to sit down and talk about it, but at least they know me and what I do. And I try to be an open book and try to say, if you want to meet for coffee, I'd be happy to do so. No commitment whatsoever. I think people are afraid to say, oh my goodness, I'm going to be tied to Catherine.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not the case at all. I'm always happy to answer questions.
More education.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
That's
awesome.
needed first.
Okay.
Okay, well, very good. So we've been talking with Catherine Garza of MassMutual, and when we come back, we'll find out what she likes best about working for MassMutual. Stay with us.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you or volunteer to host a class.
Don't miss Lone Star Community Radio on TV and YouTube. Our talk show and music shows are featured on Our City TV, Suddenlink Channel 12, and have their own YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to keep up with posted shows and comment on them below the video.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with the Lone Star Community Radio.
Is there someone you know who is hooked on vintage aircraft? Follow the Commemorative Air Force and its fleet of World War II planes, including the mighty B-17 Flying Fortress Texas Raiders, which is based in Conroe, Texas. Texas Raiders tours locally and all around the United States, offering the public a chance to put their hands on aviation history. What could be a more perfect gift than a flight on a historic B-17? Taking to the sky on the iconic bomber is an experience that will never be forgotten. For the touring schedule, reservations, or more information, go to b17texasraiders.org or call 855-FLY-A-B-17.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection, a radio program that features and promotes members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. This program is sponsored by the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency, the one you need to know right here in Conroe. If it's time to review your insurance coverages, or if you've never shopped for your insurance rates, please give the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency a call at 936-756-1166. My name is Tom Brody, the Found Money Guy, and if your business owns a commercial building and you want it to work for you by putting money back in your pocket, please give me a call at 713-906-3710. And I'm joined by my co-host for this show, Janice Marino, also known as My Favorite Stylist.
Hi.
Tell us what you do and how can people get in touch with you?
I am a hairstylist located in Old Town Spring. You can call or text me at 719-205-4734.
Very good. So if you have questions for our guest, who's Catherine Garza today, please post them to our Facebook Live stream, which can be found on the Hispanic Chamber's Facebook page, and Janice will be sure to ask those questions on air. So that's a great way to do it. We used to have you guys text in, but I think being on Facebook Live is a little bit more dynamic, and everybody else can see, it's easier, and everybody else can see what questions were asked. So when we went to break, Catherine, I'm going to ask you, what is it that you liked best about working for MassMutual?
So their mutuality and commitment to diversity and inclusion.
Okay.
And I know that's a big topic lately, but and some firms can promote it and say they're doing it, but our firm truly is practicing it. I mean, our office really looks like the city of Houston. We have over a dozen languages spoken in our office alone.
Wow.
A lot of our top advisors are actually women. And,
Yes.
no. Believe it or not, only 12% of financial advisors are women.
Yeah.
And at our firm, it's at MassMutual as a whole, it's actually 19.
Wow.
Okay.
And our CEO is extremely committed to making sure it's a place that women can go to work and feel comfortable working and are successful. And like I said, our top advisors at our firm are actually women. So
I mean, I run the books at my house, so it only makes sense.
yeah. And oftentimes women are the financial decision makers. People don't realize that. But if you want something done, you've got to talk to the woman.
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely. So we're talking about a little bit about kind of the products and things that you can offer. Which product do you wish you sold more of, and why? I mean, for the benefit of your customers.
Honestly, it's a life insurance long-term care hybrid.
Yeah. Okay.
And I say that because I actually got to meet my great grandpa.
Oh, wow.
He died at the age of 99.
Goodness, that's awesome.
It's unbelievable. But he did spend his later years in a nursing home. And he went through the stages. So my grandparents took care of him at home as long as they could. They brought a home health nurse for as long as they could.
Right.
And it got to a point where he did need to go to a nursing home. And oftentimes it's a hard conversation to have, and they don't think about themselves being in that situation or the possibility of that happening. But the statistics say that between a couple, one of them is going to end up needing some kind of long-term care.
Right.
Whether that's at home or to the extreme of a nursing home, it depends. It varies. but there are things you can do now to help mitigate that risk or prepare for that happening.
Okay.
And being able to control it on your terms. So you don't want to say, oh, I have to go to a nursing home. I mean, you can give yourself the option to say, I really want to stay at home for as long as I can. How can I plan to do that? I mean, I wish I sold more of it, of course, but not everyone wants to talk about that. So
That's a tough topic to like admit to yourself. Like, I don't ever think I want to get there, but
Right. But I think
Yeah.
if you've seen, like you saw a loved one go through that, and what the toll that takes on the family, I think you can bring it home. And if someone has experienced that may be a little bit of an easier conversation to have because they don't want to replicate what they went through.
Yeah, absolutely. You if you've experienced the financial hardship or witnessed it, you'll probably want to talk about it and make sure that your family knows what you want and prepare for your needs down the road. So,
every time my dad does it, he's like, hey, well, I'm going to plan it. I was like, why? Are you sick?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Yeah.
He's like, nothing. I just want to be ready. I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, no, it's a tough conversation to have, but it's one of those things that it's so much easier if you did. I mean, it really is. So tell us about your typical work week.
typical work week. So 5 to 7 client-facing meetings.
Okay.
That's my manageable amount, about 2 a day.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. I was like,
Goodness,
what?
That's it?
I didn't know. I'm not getting up at 5 o'clock to talk insurance. Sorry.
No,
okay.
not
All
at
right.
all.
I haven't had coffee yet.
Yeah, exactly.
No, about 2 to 3 appointments a day.
Okay.
And then 2 to 3, coffees, lunches, or networking appointments weaved in there. And then in between, it's administrative things, so paperwork, applications, calling clients just to check in, things like that.
Yeah. So do you work at an office? Do you work out of your house or?
So I do work at the office,
Okay.
and I'm a big fan of coffee shops, so I'm trying to explore as many local Houston coffee shops as I can.
Yeah.
So I will set up shop at a coffee shop just
Oh, okay.
to work or meet people. I really enjoy doing that.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. So have you got an actual program that you're going through and methodically trying every coffee shop in the area? Or
I don't like this
Yeah,
one.
I mean, it's
Let's cross this
you
one
can
off.
become an influencer. It's like, I'm
There
trying every
you
coffee
go.
shop in Houston, and
Oh,
I-
come
people
in.
will.
Like, you take pictures and come join me.
Exactly.
Let's talk at this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. So I will share where I am or where I'm going.
Okay.
Open invitation. I do it a lot on my Instagram, and I have places saved. Like this was really
What's
good.
your
Really
Instagram
loved
so
it.
we can follow you?
Yeah, it's K Garza, KAYGARZA.
Okay.
Okay. Well, very
Yeah.
good. So since you've been working in business, since you've been in this industry for a while now, what's been your biggest surprise working at MassMutual?
My biggest surprise. Really, I was so excited to start working full time, and I really love what I do. And I have to remember sometimes that not everybody shares that same passion for talking about money that I
Yeah.
do. So I have to hold back a little because I can get very nerdy and very technical about it. So, and of course, all of my classes in college were focused around it. So I got to talk about it as much as I wanted all the time.
Right.
Don't get to do that as much, and not everyone wants to listen. But so that was a bit of a surprise. And then money is so taboo. No one wants to talk about it, and they're a little embarrassed or ashamed. So I didn't realize the taboo that came with money. So that was a surprise as well. And still working on it. So I try to be very open and considerate about it and say, we can talk concepts all day. If you don't want to share the numbers, that's okay too. But it's really that education piece that I try to emphasize the most.
Okay. Is the I'll make up a word, taboo-ness of talking about money, is that generational, do you think?
I think so.
Okay.
So I think millennials are more aware and trying to, be a little more proactive and say, what can I do now? And then, family-wise, because you think, where am I supposed to learn these things? Where am I supposed to learn smart money moves?
Right.
And oftentimes, if you don't get it from your family or your parents, you might not get that education in school.
Right.
So it's either, families have taught their kids, you have to start saving, be careful with credit cards, put money in your 401k when you get started at work. So that I've seen that more often, but I've seen the opposite side too, where parents don't talk about it with their kids. So I don't know, it's tough generationally.
You said
But-
money moves, and I thought about that song, Making
Cardi B.
Money Moves.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
but you were talking about when you were talking about like wanting to talk about it so much. When you were talking about you knew you wanted to do this. What about it? Like it's the most. I don't want to say off the wall, but it's the most unexpected career choice. Someone's going to be like, financial planning. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. This is what I meant to do.
Yeah.
What about it? Like, what was that? This is what I love.
Well, I've always loved numbers. I've always been a math person. So there's that aspect of it. And I like talking to people. I like socializing and having conversations and meeting new people. You need a little bit of both for the job. But what I loved was seeing an advisor and seeing the potential, what you could do for people and how you could take all of those questions and help it make sense and give someone peace of mind about the future and about making money, because money is stressful. And not everyone is planning, not everyone's thinking about it, not everyone is budgeting. But when I was introduced to it, I thought, man, I really want to help my family do this. And the fact that I could not only help my family, but I could help everybody around me plan for the future and have peace of mind about money, I loved that. But it did start with my family, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Well, very good. Okay. And what's the best way for people to get in touch with you again?
Again, phone number 832-251-5426.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been talking with Catherine Garza from MassMutual, and we come back. We're going to ask Catherine about what she feels is the biggest misconception some people have about insurance products. Stay with us.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids are removed from their home because of abuse and neglect, and we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Mike from Dance Time in Texas. Join me Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floor. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
Remember to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on your computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. Lone Star Community Radio broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection, a radio program that features and promotes members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. This program is sponsored by the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency, the one you need to know right here in Conroe. If it's time to review your insurance coverages, please give the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency a call at 936-756-1166. My name is Tom Brody, the Found Money Guy. And if your business owns a commercial building and you want it to work for you by putting money back in your pocket, please give me a call at 713-906-3710. And I'm joined, as always, by Janice Marino, also known as My Favorite Stylist. Janice, tell us again where you're Where your salon is located. Sorry.
My salon is located in Old Town Spring, and I'm working on my tagline. So tell me what you think.
Okay.
Hair is what I do. Days are what I make. Yeah.
Days are what I make?
Yeah, I'm a day maker. Therapist. No?
Okay.
Well, I'm still working on it. I'm working on it. You guys
All right.
can text me at 719-205-4734.
Okay, very good. If you have questions for our guests, please post them to our Facebook Live stream. Janice is manning that, and she'll make sure that we get the questions asked to our guest today, who's her name is Catherine Garza with MassMutual. So when we went to break, we kind of teased up the question, is what do you think is the biggest misconception people have about insurance?
Yeah. So the biggest misconception is that it's only associated with the death benefit. But there are actually a lot of living benefits. I mean, I talked about that earlier with the long-term care hybrid.
Right.
But also as a tax-free vehicle of cash growth. So there's a lot of life insurance out there that has a cash component to it. And it grows, well, ours specifically grows tax-free. So that's one misconception, that you can only use it if you die. Not the case. There's a lot of living benefits. And then the second is that it's customizable. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. And there's various ways to structure it, whether that's, based on a budget and saying, I only want to spend $20 on this, or based on the need, like I really need X amount of coverage.
Right.
So there's a lot of ways to make it yours and specific to you.
Okay. Do you sell indexed universal life products, the IULs as well?
We do have IULs,
Okay.
yes.
And the one thing I mentioned is I was introduced to that for college savings. So talk about that, because that's something that's a lot of people don't realize is available, and it's great things for I'm a grandfather now, so it's a great thing for grandparents to give their children to take care of the college education for their grandchildren.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's based on the goal, right? So you as a grandparent wanting to provide that for your grandchild. And then making sure that it fits your needs. So when it comes to using insurance for college, I think it's great because it doesn't have to be for college. I mean, say your grandchild starts a business and it takes off. You can use that for the business, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of college savings accounts that are strictly for college, and if they're not used for college, you're penalized. So I really like the insurance approach because, again, it's customizable. You can use it not just for college. Maybe they need a new car. Maybe they're starting a business,
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice
Flexible.
option to have.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you want to emphasize that when you talk about college savings. Like, okay, well, if they don't go to college,
Just going to buy you a car.
what's going to happen? Yeah.
Well,
Buy you a car,
anything
buy you a
else. I
house.
mean, buy a house or
there you
something,
go.
and it's one of those things that, it's dual purpose, right? Because you have a death benefit also, and then it's an amazing thing to be able to give a gift of college education without all the loans attached
Yes.
to it, right? So
Yes.
that's an awesome thing.
Oh,
I know because
absolutely.
my dad, back in the time, did set up 529 plans, right? But that's just what she's talking about. It's limited to college. It has to be connected to college education in some way. We use some of that money for new computers and things like that, but the rest of it was tuition and living expenses while you're going to college.
I'm learning so much interviewing all these people. I'm telling you, they're life lessons for me. So all these questions I'm asking, I'm just like, okay, so tell me.
Well, exactly, especially for college education, it's outrageously expensive. If anybody has kids, they need to start saving now for that.
know,
'cause
yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so it's a great product that people need to know more about.
As a
And
way to save.
not all
Yeah,
insurance
absolutely.
companies do that.
I mean, it depends. The concept's the same. Like, oh, I'm going to use it to save money.
Okay.
But how it works and how the money grows varies company to company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the chamber a little bit. How did you find out about the Hispanic Chamber and what attracted you to the chamber?
Yeah, so I learned that our office, MassMutual Texas Gulf Coast, were executive partners, so we had access to everything the chamber had to offer. And I'd been exploring different chambers around town, but I kept coming back to this chamber because I felt so welcome, and every time I left, I learned something. I learned something about myself, about someone else in their business, or, just how to grow as a successful business owner. Because I have so many members, so many different businesses, and people that have been doing what they do for a very long time. And I love being able to learn from them as well. So I've just always had a really great experience with this chamber.
Well, that's good. I appreciate that. How has it helped your business?
Again, it just helps me mostly as a business owner.
Okay.
It's hard to be a business owner.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Tell me
That's
about
an
it.
understatement, right? And so I learned from all these people, and I learned from different luncheons and different topics on, being more efficient, or, spending my time wisely, making sure my dollars go far, my marketing dollars. And, investing in the chamber is a little investment in your business, right?
Yeah,
but it's
absolutely.
definitely worth it. So
Absolutely.
I've learned a lot as a business owner.
Well, very good. So where do you, we talked about this a little bit earlier, where do the majority of your customers come from?
It's by word of mouth. So
Okay.
I try to do a good enough job where people want to introduce me to their network and say, man, I really loved being with Catherine, working with Catherine. Can you meet my mom? Can you meet my friend?
Oh, that's awesome. Come over here to my group. I'd love you to meet them.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Awesome.
And that's the best compliment for me. That tells me I'm doing a really great job.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody wanted to know what that coverage we were just talking about, like the flexible coverage with your company. What is it called?
What do you mean?
When you were saying like
The
they can
IULs?
send-
Oh.
it's called an IUL.
There's IULs and there's permanent life insurance.
So the one where they can use the money to either buy a house, buy a car, for a business, for college. It's called, again, what?
Permanent life insurance.
It's called permanent life insurance.
There you go. That's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah, so the great thing about it is, and I know term insurance was real popular because it was relatively inexpensive.
Yeah.
But that didn't build a cash value, right, where these do. And so that's the big difference.
Now, is it double dipping if you're having like regular life insurance? Like, are you overdoing if you have regular life insurance and then that permanent life insurance?
No, not at all. Like Tom said, that term, it's almost like renting versus owning. So I'm going to rent it for a time, and like say it's 10 years, 20 years, making sure that if anything happens to me in 10 years or 20 years, at least my family's okay. That big death
Okay,
benefit
so you're
goes
not
out.
you're not doing overkill if you have both of them.
No,
Okay.
not at all. Yeah.
Just extra cushion.
It just depends on where you want to put your dollars.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And like I said, we're touching on topics here that you're not going to make a decision based on what you heard on the radio program.
No, absolutely.
You've got to have someone sit down.
Call her. She'll
exactly.
give you more
gotta,
details.
You got to talk to Catherine and get into the numbers and like she said, what your goals are,
Yeah.
Yes.
and where you see yourself, and if you have a family and are going to have a family, so you need to make all those adjustments as well. So yeah, this is not 30-minute insurance advice here. So
Yeah.
for sure.
And you said you had a Facebook page too, right, for your business?
For my business, yes.
Yes.
I do.
And what is that Facebook page?
Catherine Garza, MassMutual. So if you Google Catherine Garza, MassMutual.
Oh, you pop up?
I pop up, yeah. My company website pops up, Facebook pops up. But I think the spelling. So my name is Kathryn. It's very unique, Catherine.
Oh, not INE?
Oh, no. No I's, no E's, no C's.
I'm not basic.
No. Very specific. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, guys, with a Y. Catherine with a Y.
Yes. Okay. So we talked a little bit about misconception about people have insurance. I think we touched on this a little bit, but I'm going to say millennials, just do the different generations view insurance differently?
Yeah, absolutely. And I get the best feedback, and I think the pro insurance from people in my mom's generation. So
Yeah.
that is it Gen Y above, right before? Is that the right one?
Mom, what generation are you?
Mom, let me know. But she was very pro insurance, and before I even got into the business and knew what that meant, and she still is to this day, because her philosophy, which I love, is better to have it and not need it than
Right.
need it and not have it.
Right.
Yes, heard that a lot growing up, but very pro insurance, and I think it has a lot to do with being having a family and that being important to you, and making sure, God forbid, I don't come home today, but if I don't and something happens, I know, knock on wood, I can still take care of my family.
Right.
And I think that's where, if someone feels that way, they're most likely to have insurance or to realize the need for it.
Yeah. So do younger people not have that same connection to the insurance, or at least
Yeah,
they don't see the value in it because they're going to live forever and they're superhuman. And,
That's
Invincible,
exactly
we
it.
all are.
That's exactly it. They think, I don't have a family. I'm not married. Why? How does that apply to me? And I'm in that bucket too. I'm not married and I don't have kids, but I do have a really big term policy because I know if something happens to me, I do want to take care of my mom, my dad, my brothers, my grandparents. I want to leave something behind.
okay.
But that's me. That's important to me. So.
Yeah. You know, I was talking about that with my mom earlier. We're like, these people don't have insurance, but then they're like, oh, okay, because I can't afford it and things like that until they're put in that situation.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when they get there, maybe if you're gone, you don't have to worry about it, but the rest of the family does. And you don't ever want to put them in that position where they'd have to like step out and put themselves in a bind, because of course they love you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that last little I love you.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I wish I could be there, but I'm still gonna take care of you.
I love you, Mom.
Yeah.
I love you, Dad.
So let me ask you, what type of customer is the most gratifying for you when you know that you've helped them get the coverages that they need?
The most gratifying is a family, because it's relatable. And another coworker said, I treat all of my clients like I treat my mom, as if they were my mom.
Okay.
And that personal touch, that I just want to take care of you and I want you to have the absolute best. That's the most gratifying because the whole reason I got into the business was to take care of my family.
Right.
So when I get to help people take care of their families, that's extremely rewarding.
Okay. Well, very good. Okay. So we've been talking with Catherine Garza of MassMutual. When we come back, we're going to ask Catherine about the one subject she feels her customers hate to discuss. Is it retirement planning or medical insurance? Stay with us.
Radio is ready for the summer. If you or anyone you know is looking for summer internship opportunities, Lone Star Community Radio is a great place to grab the mic and be on the air. Lone Star Community Radio offers a great opportunity to those interested in learning about the radio world all year round. Be an on-air personality, talk show producer, or YouTube, TV, podcast editor. Contact the station at info@irlonestar.com or call the station's message line at 936-647-3776.
What can the Better Living for Texans program do for you? You can learn how to increase your consumption of fruits and vegetables, choose foods that are relatively inexpensive and good to eat, make your food dollars last longer, prepare quick, nutritious meals, help your children learn how to eat healthier snacks, and much more. Our program is committed to helping people like you improve your health through providing research-based nutrition education in a friendly, cost-free, and relaxed environment. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Welcome back. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection, a radio program that features and promotes members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. This program is sponsored by the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency, the one you need to know, right here in Conroe. So if it's time to review your insurance coverages, please give the Lupe Martinez Insurance Agency a call at 936-756-1166. My name is Tom Brody, the Found Money Guy. If your business owns a commercial building and you want it to work for you, by putting money back in your pocket, please give me a call at 713-906-3710. I'm joined by my host of the Hispanic Chamber, Janice Marino, also known as my favorite stylist. Janice, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
They can call or text me at 719-205-4734.
Very good. And we are talking with Catherine Garza today, and if you have any questions for her that you want us to ask, please post them on our Facebook Live page, and we will ask them, because Janice is manning the Facebook Live as we speak. So we went to break, asked the question, which subject do people hate to talk about the most? Is it retirement planning or medical insurance?
Retirement planning.
Yeah.
It just seems so far away. Like you're never going to get there. And then what I've experienced with the younger generation is it's not really retiring. It's when do I want to walk away from 9 to 5?
Right.
When do I want the option to walk away? So I don't even say retirement. I say, when do you want the option to walk away?
Oh, I guess I already
Interesting.
retired. I walked away from 9 to 5.
Exactly, a long time ago. Yeah. So that's the one thing. How often or what age do I'll say it, millennials think they're going to retire
I'm going
at?
to say it.
I'm going to say it.
He looked right at me when he said it.
Oh, that's okay.
What I've heard lately is 40s. You know, I
40s.
just
Oh
want-
my
I know.
God. Okay, so you're going to have 50 years of possible life doing what? You know,
Exactly.
that's amazing.
And paying yourself with what? That's
Exactly.
They probably regret, oh my goodness. They probably regret waiting that long by the time they talk to you, no?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little scary. And I've heard that too. I've heard people about to retire and saying, man, I should have talked about this a long time ago. But
Right.
all right, it's now or never. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
So I
Goodness.
have another question.
sure.
Yeah.
I raised my hand.
That's okay. Janice, what do you
It says, will the life insurance increase as I get older? Or is it a fixed rate, fixed amount?
So it's fixed for the period of time. So if it's term, it's going to be fixed for that term. It won't go up. It'll stay the same.
How long is the term?
It depends.
Because I don't know this.
We have 10-year, 20-year, 30-year.
Okay.
So depending on that period of time, it'll stay the same in that time. And if it's permanent, it'll also stay the same. But
Oh,
it'll
okay.
just last forever instead of the
It's a
term.
fixed rate,
It is a
fixed
fixed
amount.
rate.
Very good. So we were talking before the show started, and you said you had some events coming up.
I do, yes.
Tell us about those.
Yeah, I'm excited. So we're in Conroe right now, right? So right next door in spring, we are having a wine tasting in October, October 24th, at Oak Tree Manor. So it's a really good family friend who owns the venue. Beautiful
Okay.
venue. This is the second time we have a wine tasting there.
Nice.
And it's a little like client appreciation, but also nice to just hang out, drink wine.
Oak Tree Manor.
Oak Tree Manor, yes. Meet us. And then I'm having an event in November. It's like an open house, little round table talk, just to talk more conceptually about this, similar to what we're doing here.
Okay.
Just have a conversation about it at my office in the West Chase area. So that'll be November 13th. And that'll also have wine. So there's a theme here.
Are
Very
you
good.
posting these events on your Facebook page?
Yes,
Okay,
I am. All over my social media. So if you
Catherine
want-
with a Y.
Catherine with a Y.
Okay, tell us all your social media connections again, so everybody knows.
Yeah, definitely. So there's a Facebook page. You can also add me as a friend on Facebook, Catherine Taylor Garza. Catherine Garza MassMutual. And then my Instagram handle is KayGarza, K Garza.
Perfect.
Very good. Okay. So we've been talking with Catherine Garza today with MassMutual. So if you have insurance needs or retirement needs that you've been putting off, it's time to call Catherine. I mean, it's one of those things. Don't put off anymore because you're losing out. You need to start planning
Today.
right away.
Yeah.
Exactly today, if not yesterday. But
Yesterday was the perfect day.
Yes,
Yeah,
we'll
yesterday-
go back in time and
Yeah.
have a cup of coffee.
next to the perfect time, let's do it today. So for
Absolutely.
sure. So, and then Catherine's also wanting to go around and visiting all the coffee spots. So if you've got a good coffee spot that you want to try, it's a great excuse. It's a, hey, Catherine, meet me here.
Yes.
And you guys
Exactly.
can have coffee.
Let her know on Instagram so she could post it.
Yes,
Yeah.
let me know. I need suggestions. I need new places to visit.
There you go. All
We
right.
already talked about having boba tea.
Yes, we're going to have boba.
Okay, awesome. That sounds like a date. Okay. Well, this is the Hispanic Chamber Connection. We are here every week from 2 to 3. So please join us next week. We'll talk to you soon.